All right, today I'm going to be talking about the SteelSeries Areana9 speaker system. So I actually bought this for me. My previous speaker system appears to have kicked out. Either way, the computer wouldn't work with it, and my new computer doesn't have the proper plugs to handle the 3.5 millimeter plugs in the back to get the 5.1 sound. And while I'm not really an audiophile, I like a good speaker system. I wanted 5.1. I don't particularly like wearing headsets, so I decided to go with this because it's one of the few speaker systems that's 5.1 and it's powered via USB. Now, I've already opened up everything, and I'm not going to put everything back in the but you can see everything kind of fits its own place. It has these boxes that hold all the different components. It's a lot of boxes. Oh, there's that big one right here. This has another component, so if I can hold it, you can see it would fit in there. And then the big one in the bottom would have held the subwoofer. So it's mostly cardboard. So basically all the packaging is biodegradable, which is nice. It's just a lot of packaging. I mean, spec on the back, 2 ways, the wireless drivers in the back. They're wireless to the main system, but obviously they still need power plug, and then they wire connect to each other. I did buy this as an open box to save a little money because it is flippin' expensive otherwise. So I'm going to try to temper this review by indicating what I think about it buying as an open box, as well as versus its original like $500 plus price tag.
Before we get into the data, I would like to thank Mint Mobile for being today's video partner. Thanks to Mint Mobile's wireless plans, it is possible to not only switch away from big, expensive mobile companies, but also to have a quality, affordable plan for me and my family. Mint Mobile's premium wireless plans start at just $15 a month for a 3-month plan. For that, I can get high-speed data and unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network. I can bring my own phone and keep my current phone number, so you don't need to memorize a new phone number, something I have always found difficult. Switching to Mint is super easy. Thanks to digital eSIM cards, which most phones have, you can sign up and activate immediately right from your own phone, from the comfort of your own home. If by any chance your phone doesn't have an eSIM card, Mint will ship you a new SIM card free of charge. And right now, for new customers, Mint Mobile is offering 50% off their 12-month unlimited plan. It's the best deal of the year, but it's only available for a limited time. If you're interested in learning more about Mint Mobile and switching, visit my link up above or the link in the video description down below.
All right, so as a comparison standpoint, this is my old speaker system. It is the Logitech, 5300 something rather. And I had no intention of replacing this sucker. Unfortunately, like I mentioned, it has these. I'm gonna compare it to the new in terms of size here in a couple minutes. It came in these composites, but there's no way to get the subwoofer out. So I am working on a way to see if I can reuse this for something. And again, the software in the Realtek software in my old system that's now becoming the test system stopped seeing this as 5.1. I couldn't get the rear speakers and the center channel and the subwoofer to work. So I'm gonna just do a 3-way adapter to a single header and see if the speakers output. I've had this speaker system since like 2006, so honestly it's lived a long, full life. But I bought this for like $150 way back when, and I'd be really sad to see it go. But this is what it was, and this is basically what the new system is up against. Oh, and I know it's not plugged in, but the controls were incredibly easy to use, and it worked really, really easily. So when it was lit up, it'd be set at main volume. By pressing the button one time, come on, focus. I could switch to then the sub, and I could use the dial and indicate how much of the volume I wanted for the sub, the fade, and center channels. So the way I used it for using at home was actually using the sub less, so I wouldn't disturb everybody in the house, and I'd boost the center channel, which houses most of the audio, so people's voices, so that I could actually like have things at reasonable volume and still be able to understand what the heck was going on in it. And it had this matrix, gosh, now weirdly, here, the matrix button, I forget exactly what it did, but in normal 5.1 mode, you wanted it off. And I think turning it on allowed it to simulate 5.1 or put audio that was normally 2.0, 2.1, whatever, stereo sound, and put it into the rear speaker so you could get a more full sound. So it just worked. It was simple and it worked until it didn't. Now to just compare size. So, you know, it's, I have it plugged in. That's not gonna work, hang on. So we can sort of see what kind of options we have on the back. I just lost my light source. So the new one still has a bunch of plugs in back there. So it has a stereo channel for the sub. It has 2 for the left and right, the on-off switch, power right there, as well as the USB cable. The old one had many more plugs. So just kind of demonstrating. It also has an optical in, optical out. I apologize, I didn't really want to unplug it because it's just a pain in the butt. So I'm underneath my desk, and then that's the control module. Let's go take a look at that. Actually, before we get to the control, so this is kind of funny. The edge here is sharp, and the edge here is rounded, and out of habit, I would always stick my foot, my toes, either in here, or I'd put a foot up there. And this is just less comfortable, and this gap isn't really big enough for me to want to stick my foot into. Okay, now the controls. So this is an OLED, so that takes you to back as well as mute the volume, and then can scroll to go to different volume, go to audio settings, click it again, and then you can change everything here. I don't want to adjust any of the settings because I rather like it. Lighting settings, system settings, that kind of stuff. So you can do everything without software. I use it with software, it's easier. And this is the new speaker to the old one. One of the first notes is this actually has the air channels for doing the sound. I don't notice any of that on this one. So it must need it somewhere. I just don't visually see it. This has RGB lighting if you care. I have it turned on, not that it really matters. It also has it on the little light ring on the bottom. The main driver is significantly bigger than the old one. I'm not like a speaker expert, but I assume that this had some functionality for creating the higher pitch sounds, while this separated out into a separate speaker itself with the main driver right there. The center here has 2 drivers with a center. Again, I'm not an audiophile expert. I can't measure signal response. I can only listen with the ear, and it sounds good enough. And I've been using it for a little under a week. I've been happy with it. I haven't been really disappointed with it. The bass is plenty loud for my home use. The speakers get plenty loud. The audio is clear. I played a little bit of music on it. It sounded just fine. So I don't really know how to describe that better than saying I thought it was fine, but we're gonna go through the videos, audio tests that I did in the first time. All right, I know I'm filling this out of order, but you're getting the sound of the speakers going into my mic, so obviously it's not exactly the same. You're not going to hear what I hear, but it gives you kind of a general impression. I think it sounds fine. I'm not really an audiophile, but, you know, caveats aside, they sound fine. They sound good. I have no real complaints. All right, now we're going to do the test with a movie. I'm going to kind of have the camera point at the speakers. They're, you know, kind of everywhere. So let's give it a go.
There were dragons when I was a boy. Where they went, our story changed the world forever. We did it! The world's first dragon Viking utopia.
Your utopia, maybe. Mine's less dragon. More. Oh! Hey, Bob, wait up!
Oh my god. He's not the only one.
She's a light fury.
Oh, sorry.
Did she just disappear? Wow.
It's a hidden dragon world. Toothless, go introduce yourself.
Found my heart.
Crab Rave.
So now for the very end of this video, I want to say, if you got suggestions on how to turn this into something more useful, like connect it to USB, connect it to, I don't know, anything, I'd love to know about that, because I would like to find more life out of these speakers, even though I can't use it in my main computer system anymore. Because if they work, I would like to keep using them, because why waste money? Or why waste a product? And I don't really want to sell it.